How much do you earn per day? Or how much is your monthly salary? Or perhaps I should ask about your total income per annum. According to one report, the average annual salary for a full-time employee in the United States is about $53,490 per year. If you make that much in a year, you're still not even close to what Donald Trump has to pay per day in just interest. Yes, you heard that absolutely loud and clear. Donald Trump, once celebrated for his wealth and power, is now facing a mountain of debt totaling $540 million. A few months ago, a New York judge handed down a judgment ordering Trump to pay $450 million, with every moment of delay increasing his debt by $87,000 a day.
Donald Trump and the other defendants were ordered to pay $463.9 million. That represents $363.9 million in disgorgement, plus $100 million in interest, which will continue to increase every single day.
Can he weather this tax storm, or will he be repossessed? Stay tuned as we unravel the tangled web of Donald Trump's debts, decisions, and fate. In the property and business world, Donald Trump has enjoyed a meteoric rise, and his name has become synonymous with wealth and business acumen.
I'm really rich. I'll show you that in a second. So the total is $8,737,540,000. Now,
his ventures, which have ranged from opulent hotels to prestigious golf courses, have painted the picture of a tycoon with the Midas touch. Behind the glittering facade, however, lurked a burgeoning storm of debt and contentious legal disputes that threaten to undermine the former president's financial empire. Trump's odyssey from billionaire tycoon to debtor entangled in a web of liabilities is a story of calculated risk gone wrong and complex litigation. Currently, the former president has debts totaling a sum that crosses $500,000 in mere 6 days. This financial morass has its origins in a series of daring lawsuits and judgments in New York that have turned the art of the deal into a precarious struggle for financial survival. So let's unpack why Trump's been hitting some rough financial patches lately. First, there are the tax cuts and economic policies he championed during his time as president. Yes, they boosted the economy a little at first, but they also piled up the national debt faster than you can say, budget deficit. Then boom, COVID-19 arrived like an uninvited guest at a party. Suddenly, the government had to whip out the checkbook and ramp up spending on the pandemic, adding to the debt. And let's not forget Trump's adventures in business. He's very risk-averse in the real estate business, but not every debt ended in a champagne toast. Some of these ventures ended in bankruptcy, such as his latest flop, the Trump Media and Technology Group, which took a nosedive with a loss of $58.2 million. Youch! The ticking of the clock gets louder as deadlines loom on the horizon. The once untouchable Trump Plaza, with its $12 million mortgage, was just the beginning. The dominoes began to fall, one by one. 40 Wall Street with a $121 million debt due in 2025, and Trump International Hotel and Tower with a $6 million debt due in 2026. It's a cascade of liquidity shortfalls, a fiscal time bomb that will detonate in the next few years. Trump's net worth in 2024 is a disputed figure, with estimates ranging as high as a staggering $7.5 billion, thanks to a lucrative bonus worth $1.8 billion in DJT shares. His stake in the Trump Media and Technology Group now stands at $5.7 billion, boosted by the rise in its share price. This gain was fueled by the performance of his social media company on the public markets, a move that will make any investor's heart beat faster. The flip side of this golden coin, however, is a debt that casts a long shadow over Trump's glittering fortune. All right, let's break this down in simpler terms. Imagine if we divvied up all of Trump's debt among every person in this country. It would be like each of us suddenly owing over $1,600. That's a crazy amount. Way more than what most folks have on their credit cards. And get this, as of April of 2024, every American's share of the national debt hit over $102,000. That's pretty much on par with the average total debt folks have, which is around $104,215. It's like looking at a big picture of how the country's handling its money, and trust me, it's not looking too rosy. Imagine, if you will, a nation in which each individual has to carry the burden of a small mortgage on their shoulders, the equivalent of Trump's debt. Now, this scenario would require the collective fiscal strength of a country, the resilience of its citizens, and the bravery to tackle such a challenge head-on. Will Trump's wealth continue to rise like one of his famous skyscrapers, or will his debts bring him back down to earth? Only time will tell if he can find his way through this tax maze and survive unscathed. The million-dollar question, or should we say the billion-dollar question: how can such a colossal debt be repaid? With deadlines looming and creditors knocking on his door, Trump is still facing an uphill battle. Will he manage to pull off a financial miracle, or is foreclosure inevitable? Well, to address this issue, he has been liquidating assets, including selling Trump Plaza and securing a contract for a golf course in New York City to improve liquidity. Despite these efforts, it is uncertain whether these measures will sufficiently cover his debt, which is estimated at several $billions. With a net worth of up to $7.2 billion, Trump's repayment strategies could include cash payments or negotiating appeal bonds that would defer payment at a premium. His financial maneuvering is taking place against a backdrop of legal challenges, the outcome of which will impact both his finances and his reputation, and up to a certain level, the American economy and future generations. Think of Trump's debt as a ticking time bomb for the economy. Could his financial mess lead to a stock market disaster? You do know that scary debts often come before big stock market crashes. But this isn't just about today's money, it's also about the future. Just imagine, future generations, like your children and grandchildren, will have to deal with the consequences of a billionaire's money mess. And our national debt? It now stands at a whopping $31 trillion. It's a good reminder of how money moves from one day to the next. And speaking of money in the billions and how it affects generations, you need to see this video on the I button and in the description below about how the presidency affects different U.S. presidents before and after their White House tenure. Trump's debt isn't just a boring number on a page, it's a symbol of what we'll all have to deal with in the future. The decisions politicians like him make not only affect the rich people on Wall Street, but they also determine what the lives of Americans like you and me will look like. The future of Donald Trump remains a tantalizing mystery. Trump's fate swirls like autumn leaves. Will he navigate the stormy seas of debt and emerge victorious? Or will the weight of financial obligations anchor him to the depths of history? I'll leave the answer up to you. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for a glimpse into the luxurious world of the rich and powerful.